enhancement of brain function, weight normalization, life extension and youthfulness, fighting against cancer cells. All this is promised to us by certain fruits, vegetables, seeds, and even watermelons, which are sold all over the world under the loud name of superfoods. Are these superfoods as beneficial as they are touted? What are their analogues? And is it worth changing your usual diet for the sake of prolonging life and youth? We will figure all this out with you in this video today. My name is Ekaterina, you are on the Paprika channel. Let's start the review. The father of medicine, Hippocrates, said that food should be taken as medicine. Another unknown scholar told me that a person most often commits suicide with the help of a knife and fork, not with the help of other tools. Both are talking about the same thing. The food we eat can both heal and harm. I suggest starting with products that have been around for many years and were originally touted as very powerful superfoods. But all the loud claims just turned to dust after more detailed study. For example, grapefruit. A few decades ago, scientists claimed the weight loss effect of grapefruit, and all women began to consume grapefruit intensively in search of the ideal figure. The weight loss effect is indeed there due to the molecule naringin. But this substance is present in such small quantities that for the effect you need to eat as many as 40 grapefruits in one sitting. It took many years to dig down to the truth. Could the same be true for other superfoods? The same thing happened with goji berries. Once upon a time, we could see on TV screens and on the internet pages about the healing Tibetan goji berry, which helps to lose weight and prolong youth due to its antioxidant content, specifically vitamin C. I want to say right away that there was no direct evidence of their effectiveness for weight loss. At least there are numbers. As you can see, the most common ship significantly exceeds in numbers. As you can see, the most common rose hip significantly exceeds goji berries in the shown indicators. And since we've already talked about the praised antioxidants, which are supposed to preserve our youth, this information is now very, very important. As scientists have found out, we age by oxidizing like an apple, and antioxidants are capable of neutralizing their effects. And from this moment on, antioxidants are capable of neutralizing their effects. And from this moment, from the year 1966, the era of antioxidants began. And many Americans, and eventually the whole world, began to consume vitamin C and other types of antioxidants in simply massive quantities. But only after 45 years did scientists figure out that free radicals don't just roam around our body. They play a very important role in our immune system, protecting against infections and diseases. And consuming antioxidants in large quantities is very harmful to our body. Specifically, it increases the risk of developing cancerous tumors by approximately 20%. I highly recommend watching the video about antioxidants. I'll leave the link in the description. It's very detailed and interestingly explained there. Therefore, it's better to consume antioxidants from ordinary foods and not resort to supplements with a high, enormous content of antioxidants additionally. For instance, blackberries or blueberries. In addition to the high content of natural antioxidants, these berries have also been found to have medicinal properties. For example, a rat study showed the formation of new cells and new connections in the animal's brain and improved blood vessels. Of course, our Russian man is more accustomed to using other types of berries, for example, currants. But it is better to use blackberries and blueberries as an alternative to black currants, not red ones. It can replace eye medications. That's not true. Ads cannot replace prescribed eye medications. That's not true. Having seen the ads about blackberry and vision, people make eye drops from blackberry and try to cure cataracts with them. Therefore, just start and don't engage in self-treatment. It is better to seek help from qualified doctors. Do not engage in self-treatment. It's best to seek help from qualified doctors. Another very popular product recently, which is also rich in antioxidants, is spirulina. Spirulina is a type of microalgae that is rich in protein and iodine according to its manufacturer. If we've already discussed antioxidants with you, then what about checking for protein and iodine? So, protein. Spirulina really does contain very high quality protein, 3 times higher than in beef. Moreover, it's a complete protein that contains all 8 essential amino acids needed by humans, which we can only get from food. But we're not thinking about the numbers. When we say that spirulina has 3 times more protein than beef, we mean per 100 grams of the product. Now think about how much beef you would eat and how much spirulina. The daily recommended intake of spirulina is 3 grams, containing 2 grams of protein. A person needs to consume at least 1 gram of protein per kilogram of weight, or 1 whole 5 or 2 grams if you have intensive training. In total, we get that for a person with a mass of, for example, 70 kilograms, we need to get from 70 to 140 grams of protein. Spirulina gives us 2 grams. Increasing the consumption of spirulina, firstly, is not highly recommended, and secondly, it is economically unjustified. Have you seen the price? As for the iodine content, indeed, in 100 grams of spirulina, there is 20% of the daily norm for a person. Again, don't forget, this is 100 grams of the product. Moreover, all these beneficial substances are contained in live algae, and during their further processing, during pressing, during drying, somewhere around 50% of the beneficial properties are lost. As a result, the initially quite beneficial plant reaches us in a depleted state. Despite this, spirulina still contains a range of vitamins and minerals, the beneficial effects of which have been proven in combating chronic fatigue as well as in fighting certain viral diseases. I'll tell you this, it can be called a superfood if you consider that you can simply use it as a supplement somewhere, more like an additional aid to your immune system. Yes, but to completely replace spirulina, if you, for example, refuse meat and assume that spirulina will give you beneficial protein, no. Probably the conclusions about whether spirulina is a superfood for you is up to you, because the product is quite beneficial. There are indeed beneficial vitamins and substances that help your immunity. But these claims about the colossal content of protein and iodine, they are very much exaggerated if you translate this into specific figures of daily consumption, which we did with you today. Next, let's discuss movies, marathons, and related topics. Honestly speaking, I already have a video with names and a video about cinema on my channel. You can watch them because I actually use these products not from the point of view that they are super beneficial and just make me the youngest, most beautiful and healthy, but simply because I really like this product as a variety. Let's start with cinema. They say about cinema that it is a treasure trove of vegetable protein. It is called one of the most perfect sources of plant-based protein. At the same time, the protein of cinema differs from other plant proteins because it contains all the amino acids that are very important for our health. As I already said in my video where I was making a salad with quinoa, this product is more known to a Russian person as a swan. However, these products are not identical, they are different subtypes. In general, in essence, cereal is really beneficial. They start making all possible products from it. This already includes flour, some sort of quick breakfasts, and even some quick dissolving soups they want to make soon. The product is becoming increasingly popular. And always remember that what you see, for example, in a store near your house is not the final price. Just look on the internet, you can always find some cheaper websites, stores where you can buy it, and you can always buy what you want at an acceptable price. Let's talk about amaranth right away, because essentially it's the same family as quinoa, and just like quinoa, it's a pseudo-cereal culture. That is, these are seeds, but in cooking, of course, they are considered as wheat. It's more convenient and familiar for us this way. Most often in the search for amaranth, well, you will again come across various legends about the Aztecs, about the Incas, about Peru and mysterious countries. Even on my packaging, it is written that this culture is known from the time of the ancient Aztecs. But in Russia, this product is known as shchiritsa. Not everyone is aware of this. And this culture has been cultivated for so long that shchiritsa seeds were found in the Nizhny Novgorod excavations along with wheat seeds. They were used to make bread. Unfortunately, I can't say anything else except the price. But in fact, there are really useful properties here. For example, there is such a useful substance as squalene here. It lowers blood cholesterol levels. And also, like cinema, by the way, there is absolutely no gluten here. Therefore, it is suitable for people who adhere to a gluten-free diet. Let's talk about another type of seeds. These are chia seeds. I have a video about it on my channel. I've already talked about the benefits of these seeds there, basically. The only thing I want to say, for example, if you're looking for something beneficial for yourself, where there's a lot of omega-3 guys, then flax seeds would be more suitable for you. Because flax seeds will be much more beneficial to you specifically for their omega content. It has more of it than chia seeds. At the same time, flax seeds are cheaper. Another question is that I personally just love puddings based on chia seeds. And I don't think about the fact that I will lose weight from them. I don't think about the fact that it will prolong my youth. I just know that there are definitely no harmful substances here that can really harm you. They are really useful. Just don't think that this is some kind of panacea. For example, consuming chia will work, of course, for your benefit, not against you, if you will additionally consume more healthy food. As for the price, there really is quite a large spread here. Again, I repeat, always look for an alternative. Summing up about these seeds, I want to say, all this is more for the diversity of your diet. Because both quinoa and amaranth, in essence, you can replace with other grains more familiar to us. For example, buckwheat. Because in essence, the advantage of these very grains in relation to, for example, the same buckwheat, it of course exists, but the difference in price is quite noticeable. It's not necessary to buy these grains just because you've heard about their beneficial properties. Because when you eat a regular salad of cucumber and tomato, for example, when you eat a bowl of this very vegetable salad, you don't expect all these effects right away. Of course not. You just need to eat as healthily as possible throughout your life with more beneficial products. Well, also don't forget the fact that most often, of course, people who have already cut out a large portion of consumed products from their diet turn to such products. That is, various vegetarians, raw foodists, all those categories who have refused something and try to eat in such a way as to diversify their diet more, because many products are not available to them. So the conclusion is, it's useful, really useful, but it's not so useful that we should completely replace all our usual products and switch only to these superfoods. You can always find a cheaper and more accessible alternative. Next, let's talk about such a strange, I think, product as Moringa. Honestly speaking, the product is so strange to me. The reason is that there's a lot of info on the internet about it, particularly praising it. However, more research is needed. But mainly a good effect was indeed observed in animal studies. But in relation to people, there are no such clear, proven research data that would allow me to state their qualities unequivocally. What can I say about meringue? In fact, it is the leaves that are used as food. From them, either a powder is made like I have today, or it's a capsule. You can find information everywhere, even on my packaging. Right now, it says that it aids in weight loss. Yet, there are no studies that would prove this effect. There are studies where a group of people were given a combination of meringue, turmeric, and curry. And indeed, one group lost a certain amount of weight, while the other group did not lose weight under the same conditions. This only tells us that the combination of these three herbs can have an effect, but whether it is specifically related to meringue, there is no research. Again, this product is mostly used by vegetarians, or some athletes use it as an additional source of energy to support the body, boost immunity, and combat chronic fatigue. All of this is supposed to be provided by this product, but let's be honest, this is a super tree, a super plant that grows in Asian countries. Moreover, it grows even where nothing else grows. It can grow in any yard. So this grass is quite accessible for these people to use in their diet. And what do we end up with? we get a processed product. I've already mentioned that during processing, drying, useful properties are lost. And again, the price for such accessible plants somewhere in Asia is not the most pleasant for us, of course. Honestly, I haven't found any confirmed studies that would prove that this is really a super product. But simultaneously, I found nothing negative about it. There really are certain kinds of vitamins and beneficial substances here that can't harm you. They will definitely have some effect. The question is, do you need this effect for this money? And since I didn't find any studies, only pure reviews, and you know what reviews can be like, so I'm going to try this on myself. You can subscribe to my Instagram, both of my Instagrams actually. One is personal, one is for the Paprika channel. You'll just watch as I consume Moringa every day and make some conclusions. Did it affect me? Did I feel any effect? In general, you will find out everything on my page. And another product that I also bought to try on myself, which essentially is where this review started. I just saw how one fairly large blogger consumes guarana in the mornings. It is believed that guarana is much more effective than coffee because it is released more slowly into the body, providing more sustainable energy. Essentially, these are not some synthetic additives. It's made from one particular plant. Here you can see what it looks like. Here again, these weight loss properties are indicated, which are not justified by anything. The only thing that can be truthfully said about guarana, if we're talking about fat burning, this is what guarana intake can dull your appetite, but it's not a fat burner. The same thing you might observe with coffee. Many people fight the feeling of hunger precisely by drinking, for example, a cup of coffee. But this effect is temporary, which is why guarana is popular among athletes. You can find a lot of sports nutrition with the addition of guarana, and you can also find various energy drinks. That is, drinks with the addition of guarana. That is, if coffee has an effect, you can say it's quick and instantaneous, but it ends quickly, while guarana is supposed to have a much longer effect. What I want to say on this matter is that, of course, yes, guarana naturally, just like caffeine, just like an energy drink, will help increase your cognitive functions, will affect the central nervous system. For some, it's a boost and a mood lift. But don't forget that it's an additional stimulant. You can't get carried away with it, and you can't use it constantly. So never get carried away with energy drinks, excessive coffee consumption, including excessive consumption of guarana. I recommend using it only for athletes in order to increase the level and quality of their training. Accordingly, if to make a conclusion about whether this is a superfood or not, my personal opinion is no when it comes to guarana. We will also try to use this, of course, to conduct experiments on ourselves, so don't forget about it. From there, you will find out whether it is worth spending money on it or not. On this note, I am running out of various kinds of powders, seeds and grains, and I want to talk to you about more accessible products that we forget about or basically do not know that they are so good. One thing is the marketing of hyped superfoods that you often see, and another thing is the products that you pass by every day in the store and do not even suspect that they are very beneficial. They are indeed superfoods. Yes, it's broccoli. In addition to all the beneficial properties of this product as a vegetable, over many years, scientists have conducted research and found out that broccoli has an anti-cancer effect. Scientists have found that polyphenols, which are not only found in broccoli but also in turmeric, pomegranate and green tea, are released from the tumor, and patients do indeed observe a range of positive effects from daily consumption of broccoli supplements. The only thing is, don't expose broccoli to excessively high temperatures, otherwise you'll simply lose the beneficial properties. Another very important product that you can simply buy in any store, possibly even have at home right now, are nuts. Scientists have proven that regular consumption of nuts reduces mortality, especially from cardiovascular diseases, by 12 to 19%. However, don't forget that this doesn't mean you can eat all the junk food you want. Just occasionally add nuts to your diet and it will save you from all diseases. To sum up our video for today, I want to share some very important information. Don't think that there exists some kind of pill that will save you from all diseases, prolong your youth, and preserve your life. If you don't consume enough of various nutrients, no matter where they come from, you still need to consume certain essential substances. If you refuse a range of products, for example, it has become quite fashionable lately to adhere to some form of vegetarianism. I don't want to say anything bad about their idea. The only thing is, if you decide on this, you need to clearly understand for yourself what beneficial substances, minerals, vitamins, microelements you are refusing, and where you can find and replenish all of this. Indeed, there are many people who, having read the information that protein is more contained than in beef, they very boldly switch to such a diet and think that they, in principle, can get all the necessary substances, even proteins, from ordinary watermelon. But they do not understand the seriousness of this problem. Scientists are not against the trend for superfoods, they just urge not to rely on something alone at the expense of diversity. It is always much more beneficial and even more economical to find all the useful substances from fruits, vegetables, from your usual diet. Remember, every year scientists make some new discoveries, and most likely it will be much more beneficial to consume the standard food that we eat daily, that people have been consuming for many centuries. I really hope that something new, something you haven't heard of, or maybe even reconsidered about buying some kind of superfood. I still believe that food, it should be a pleasure. If it doesn't give you the pleasure you deserve, I think it's not worth it, precisely because it has some super duper properties. Well, I don't know. I think it's much easier to eat delicious and varied food and do sports. That's the whole recipe for your health and your youth. And I hope this video was useful to you. If you like such a section, then there are reviews, then you can definitely write your preferences, suggestions, what you would like to see in the following reviews. In general, remember to include comments. Be sure to like this video. And I really ask you to share this video with your friends, colleagues, relatives, because they should know the truth. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel for more interesting content. This is Ekaterina from Paprika channel. See you in future videos and reviews.